We do want to thank our sponsors. One of them is Committee Coffee. So if you want some coffee, guys, check them out. Committee Coffee, you can order whatever kind of coffee you want, be it full bean or go ahead and grind it. They can do that too. So one of the things I love about them, not only is the coffee great, but this mug is fantastic. So if you guys need some decent mugs in the house, there you go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Beretta 9mm USA Senior here, and today we're going to do one of our first, matter of fact, it is the first, Revolver triple threat video. These are 5-shot 357 Magnum revolvers with a 3-inch barrel. We've talked about these ones being our favorites a couple of times now, and the reason being is because we believe they're easy to CCW if you so choose. A 4-inch getting a little bit more difficult. A 2.5 inch, sure, you can do that, but you're not going to get the accuracy that you will out of a longer barrel, like a 3-inch barrel right here. So that is the idea. We think these are just perfect for home defense and personal carry, be it a male or a female. Some of these revolvers are a little bit better suited for female shooters because the triggers are better. They're also capable of firing 38 Special Plus P, which is one of our favorite rounds, or 38 Special, if you want to go all the way down to that. The 38 Special Plus P, young Brett and I think it's just a nice, easy firing round that has some pretty nice capabilities as far as being a man stopper, be it a male shooter or a female shooter who's shooting the revolver. 38 Special Plus P is kind of that nice middle ground. Anyway, off to the revolvers themselves. The first one right here on the left is the Ruger SP101. It is a 357 Magnum, a 3-inch blued revolver. So those of you that like blue revolvers as opposed to stainless, you're going to like this one quite a bit. There's a lot of Ruger fans out there that think Rugers are some of the best built revolvers on the planet. We've had mixed reviews on the ones we've tried, but you know, it's easy and safe to say that if you get a good Ruger, it'll take care of anything you want it to take care of. You can see the red dot right there, red you're dead. That's on these crimson trace grips that young Beretta has placed onto this particular revolver. Give you a little look at that. Activation button is right here. So when you grab it, you push in that button, you get the red laser. The trigger, and the first one here, it is a heavy trigger pull. Pretty tight. Little hiccup in the giddy up right there. If you notice that, just a little bit. But let's see if we can get this thing on a scale at all. There we go. And 11 pounds 9 ounces. And that's about what it feels like too when I'm pulling the trigger. So let's talk about the facts on this revolver a little bit more. On this special lipseys edition, a lipseys exclusive, it is running $919. A lot of times on these special revolvers, you won't get much of a discount, maybe $100 if you're lucky. The other thing to really mention, it does have the half lug barrel and it comes in at 27 ounces. The front sight on this thing is a gold bead and a adjustable rear sight. So it's a pretty nice little system here for a fairly light carry piece. To give you an idea, 27 ounces is a little bit more than like a Glock 17. So, and you'd have a revolver in 357 Magnum compared to a 9mm. So something to consider, right? That is revolver number 1. Off to revolver number 2, and that'd be this Taurus 3-inch 605 in stainless steel with a rubber Taurus grip on it right there. It again is a 5-shot 357 Magnum revolver with a full lug underneath the barrel. Business end looks like this. Compare that to the Ruger that is like maybe 3/4 of a lug. Both of them have the longer ejection rod. See the difference in the setup there. The Taurus has a knurled in on it right here, where the Ruger is just plain. The Ruger has a lockup right here on the crane or the yoke, where the Taurus has its lockup right here on the crane or the yoke. So definitely a different system between the two here. 5 shots of 357 Magnum, 38 Special or 38 Special Plus P. Looks pretty nice, man. I don't see any real misses in the quality or anything. It seems to be put together pretty well. Some of the gaps here are actually a little bit tighter than what they are on the Ruger, which is still acceptable, I think, as far as the Ruger is concerned, too. Knurled hammer up here, so if you want to reach up and take it to single action, you can. Let's check it out. Double action. 11 pounds, 13 ounces. This particular Taurus 605 is the Toro edition, T-O-R-O, and that is set up for a red dot. So that is its claim to fame right there. A red dot on a 3-inch 357 Magnum revolver. Taurus says this is the first ever small frame 357 Magnum revolver that's red dot ready. The new mount accepts optics that fit the Holosun K footprint, an overall length of 7.50, an overall height of 4.80, and it comes in at 23.5 ounces. So I think that's lighter than a Glock 19, 23.5 ounces. This pistol comes in at a pretty incredible $470. So for those of you that are interested in shooting anything like that, having a 3-inch, whether you put a red dot on it at first or not, you could carry it just like this using the gutter system for your sights. That would be perfectly fine for engaging a bad guy from 10 to 15 feet or in, which is what your typical self-defense, situation would probably be here in America in the cities. So $470 seems to go a long way. We were to check the trigger in double. Let's check it in single. Before we do it in single, I don't think I checked this in single. So let's do that. Five pounds, 4.5 ounces. One more time. 4 pounds, 4.2 ounces. Let's do it a third time since there was almost a pound difference there. I'm trying to go a little bit lower on the trigger. And 4 pounds, 11.1 ounces. So definitely under 5. And the thing about it is, I talked about the trigger and how wide it was right there. It really does set up nicely for you to put your finger on the trigger here. It feels very comfortable. And because it is almost 5 pounds, you can almost tap, 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 on it. You can touch it and it's not going to go off like some of those more finely tuned Smith & Wesson Colt revolvers, right? But once you get on it, if you want it to go, you don't have to put a whole lot of pressure on it and it's going to go in single action. Very good for male or female shooters. And single action right there. Okay, let's check this bad boy out. The 605 Toro from Taurus. Clear. Go down low. 6 pounds, 1 ounce. Again. 5 pounds, 7.5 ounces. That one was a little bit better. One more time. 6 pounds dead. So again, a wider trigger here. So put your finger on it. It feels very nice and comfortable again. And when you tap, tap, tap on it, it's not going to go off on its own. You actually have to put some effort into it to make it even go off in single action. No give to the trigger at all. It just eventually feels enough pressure against it and it just breaks. Wow. It's funny because this thing kind of has a feeling in the hearing sound of like an old Colt or something. And when it breaks, it's got a different feeling to it too. So when you cock it, and I'll do that for you guys without talking. Hear that? That may be one of the small things, but I like that. All right, off to the Ruger. LCRx in 357 Magnum, a 3-inch, a very modern design compared to the very traditional revolvers, right? Stainless steel cylinder and then a stainless steel barrel. So all the parts that require it are made of steel. This is a 2, 4, 5 shot revolver right in here where it locks up into this. So it does have a lockup point there and then a lockup point here. So it does have 2 lockup points. Trigger. Wow. So I'm gonna say 8.5, maybe 9 pounds on the double action, which is still pretty heavy, but it's just a bit smoother. Let's go single. I'm gonna say 9 and 5. 9 in a double action, 5 in the single action. £8, 5 ounces. 6 pounds, 14.5 ounces. 6 pounds, 10 ounces. Yeah, I guess it does. It does feel a little bit more than 5. Rock solid when it's down in single action. Just very, very solid trigger. And it's not moving. You can tap on it all day long. I'm putting some pressure on it, tapping on it. So it's absolutely a 6 pound trigger here. Let's go ahead and pull it. It's definitely over 5, yeah. I think the scale is right. I thought this was going to be a clear win for one of our favorite revolvers, which is this one right here, the Ruger LCR. Let's see what it comes in at. Ruger LCR, $859 for this one right here. And it's a pretty decent little sight picture right there. Fairly quick. It feels quick in your hand. This one I think feels a little bit better wielding it around and the comfort level in my hand. But none of these are bad or poor. This one feels a little like there's not as much to get a hold of. You can see my pinky's falling off the end, but it doesn't mean it's a bad revolver. It does kind of cramp your hand a little bit to get the grip and your finger in the trigger well at the same time, where this one you could tell is a bigger revolver, and so this is easy. I hope that shows off in the film. I mean, it's easy for me to move this around and engage multiple bad guys. This is kind of in between as far as the comfort level is concerned. So most comfortable, second, and then third in my experience from just messing with it right here. Let's talk about the Ruger a little bit more. A Hogue Tamer grip. That's what that is right there, and it says it right there if the camera can make it out. Hogue Tamer grip, and then the Ruger emblem right there. Like I said, it is large, it is nice, it is comfortable. It has a little bit of squishiness to it. Squishiness? Has a little bit of a squeezability to it there where your hand kind of fits into the revolver with the grip. It's very comfy, no doubt. Overall length 7.5, height is 5.80, weight is 21.3. Okay guys, one last thing I want to add to the video someplace is talking about lockup on the revolvers. So here is the Taurus. Let's check out what the lockup is, which is basically just your, see that? See the little movement there? So when you pull the trigger, what do you got? Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit of movement there in the cylinder. And we want to just compare that to the others. Ruger. Wow. I can just barely get it to move. Nothing. And there's a little movement in that one right there. And that's why you check numerous ones, right? Because the rest of these are just solid. Okay. So not quite perfect, but close. Ruger LCRx with the exposed hammer on it. So let's check out the cylinder here. Absolutely solid. And again. And again. And again. All right. Same story. Sight system on this, still very, very nice with the white tip up there. This is definitely a carry gun for me. I would feel very comfortable carrying that. I wish it was a 6-shot instead of a 5-shot. The sights on the Ruger are pretty nice too. When I compare the two, there you go. I think this one with the brass or the gold bead up front would probably be nicer outside. Let's put the LCR on the bottom here and a Ruger SP101 over top. And you can kind of see that they're basically the same, taking up the same real estate, you know? So which Ruger do you like better? The Taurus? And put that over top. This is going to come in, what, 2 to 5 ounces lighter, even though it is the bigger, more comfortable revolver. $859, I already said that. Available in California? Yes. Available in Maine? Yes. Available in all the free states also. So the Ruger LCR 3-inch with the Hogue Tamer grip. I think out of these, it is my favorite. As far as cost-wise, which one was the cost leader? Oh yeah, that's right, the Taurus by far. This Taurus by far. And the thing about the Taurus is you could also, of course, change the grips out. So, and I'm sure some of you are saying that right now. Well, I'll buy this and you save the $400 and put my own set of grips on it and make it more comfortable. Yeah, absolutely. And these ones are not cut for a red dot, for those of you that want that. So if you want that, you're going to change the grips right here and use this for the red dot. And I have a couple Taurus revolvers that have lasted a long time already, and they've been great. I think that pretty much sums up this triple threat of 357 Magnum revolvers. In the 3-inch, guys, one that's set for a red dot and 2 that are not. One that is ultra comfortable. Both of these are kind of expensive, where this is definitely your price leader. So depending on what you're in the market for, I give you 3 to look at or 3 to choose from. And I wouldn't shy away from any of them. If you like them, I'm looking forward to shooting this because I don't think I have shot this yet. I don't know if young Beretta has or not, but we definitely need to do a range video on this one right here and see what it does and how it handles 357 Magnum. But I know the smaller one we shot quite a bit through and it wasn't a problem at all in 357 Magnum or 38 Special or 38 Special Plus P. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, the Beretta 9mm USA channel and the CZ 9mm USA channel. We'll see you guys on the next video. Be safe out there, and remember, your Second Amendment is worth protecting.